Do you ever feel like there's something more to life? Like something you're missing or something you've forgotten? Or, like maybe the world isn't real. It's all a big simulation or a dream. But if so, is there any way to live more powerfully into that? Well, there is actually. Life is very much like a game. There's different levels of experience, different worlds you can explore. We're all living in our own unique realities, moving through the world. What you believe creates more things that you experience that help you believe that, right? There's all this things about this energetic reality. And maybe you've even had some deep awakening experiences of that expansive bliss and love and the unity that lies at our very core. That's what I'm calling God mode. This state of being that we can access, that we can activate, a way of experiencing life as our true self, which is God. We are one with that very source of life, that which creates all of reality. Everything that we're living in, that's what we are. That's what we realize when we live into the very source of ourself. This is what God mode is. But it's also not um, giving us the permission to just be, you know, to do whatever we want in the world, to manipulate all of reality, to be terrible to people, manipulate people just to get what we want. It's not even really about getting what we want in every moment. It's about finding that real peace and the bliss and the freedom to be what you really are. Breaking free from that 3D reality and all the programs, all of the stories and energetics that tell you that you're not God. That it's even, evil or bad to even think or say that you're God also. Well, you are. We all are. Really, there's nothing but God. That's all of reality. We just forget. You've forgotten. Maybe you've remembered in some moments in time. Good for you. Lucky for you, honestly. Same for me. And I wanted to know. And I can tell you now that there is a way to access that God mode. But you can't just jump straight to it from from the beginning. Once you begin to access that state and know it, and maybe you've had some of those awakening experiences that I talked about. That's your taste. That's God. That's life, grace, wisdom, giving you the opportunity, saying, "Hey, look what can be." Maybe it's plant medicines or other spirit journeys, retreats that have opened you to that expansive nature and that bliss and that freedom, that love. And then you go back to your life and you forget all about it and you wonder what happened. Maybe it's all just a big dream. Maybe it's a bunch of just a fantasy. It's not real. Well, it is. And there's a way to go directly into that state anytime. In fact, that's what we're made for. We're wired. We're our consciousness, our energy. We're actually set up to be that. And maybe somewhere down the future, or maybe in other realities, we just live in this God mode all the time. Place of pure freedom, pure love and awareness and bliss and creation. But right now, here we are in the world. But there are 4 levels that I've discerned, I've been shown to really simplify the human experience from from just the human to the God mode, God and human united into one experience here, this simultaneous experience of our God nature and our human nature, all of it right here. So the first level is what most of humanity experiences, what I was experiencing early in my life, and even what I can now. When I lose it into, you can always drop it back into these levels. Maybe it's more like a spiral, always coming around. But the first level is that there's no God, right? There's no God. It's all just this physical reality, just a body. I'm gonna die someday, and that's it. Nothing else to it. There's no spirit. There's no magic. There's no synchronicity. There's no manifesting. There's no consciousness and energy, all that stuff, right? Just that pure 3D world. And something has to happen to break you out of that, to break you free from the 3D, as happened to me. Probably happened to you somewhere along the way, or you wouldn't be listening to this, right? So, but there's some truths I've been given as well. These 4 sacred truths that lead you along the path into God mode. And so the first sacred truth is that you are never alone. And as you begin to live into that and question, what does that mean? Is there a God? Is there wisdom in life? Is there something more to this reality than just what we can see and experience in the 3D? And as you begin to tune in to your own inner guidance, listening to your heart, tuning into the flow of your life, you start to notice this synchronicities, right? Magic starts to happen, and synchronicity, and this like flow to life that starts to break you out of that 3D paradigm, and probably will take you to some sort of experience that really will break you out of that, where you get to experience yourself as something more than just the human that you are. And that's beautiful. That's a blessing. This is an amazing gift. And that begins to bring you into level 2, which is knowing God. You begin to realize that there is a wisdom to life. There's a flow, there's a purpose, there's a path, there's guidance, there's synchronicity, there's magic, there's co-creation. You start to experience it and notice it, and follow that. Books come and teachings come and things happen that help you move along the path, because that's what's happening. You're starting to tune in to the inner energy, that alignment of your true self. It's part of the path and the journey, and it's beautiful. You begin to know God. But it can still be a very mental thing, right? All these different practices of the mind, breath work, all these things you got to do to find that peace, be connected. All these rules, all the dogmas that come out, right? All that stuff. It's beautiful, and it becomes a trap. So follow it. Follow that wisdom. Follow that guidance. Because the truth is, the second truth that goes with that is that you're always choosing how you feel in each moment. And this is the stage of empowerment, connecting to that reality and realizing you're empowered over your state of being. You actually have choice about what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, and you begin to see the power of thoughts and emotions, how they control our experience and how they create our experience in the world, right? Our vibration and our flow, our experience. It's this manifestation level. And really living into that power that you are always choosing, that helps you rise up into this next level. And this is a level of feeling God. This is when you begin to start opening your heart, feeling everything, and feeling all of the wounds and the traumas and all the grief that's sitting here in life, and just you start becoming so compassionate with the world, right? And you just care so much about others and wanting to help and feeling your heart, and sometimes just wanting to just crying a lot because you don't know, because there's so much bliss, there's so much grief, so much joy. It's overwhelming, the love that comes as we begin to actualize in this third level. And the truth is that there's nothing but love. And this is where we begin to really break out of that 3D into this fifth dimensional awareness of life, that love is the essence, the core of everything. Love is the field that holds all of life. Love is what we are. And even when it's terrible and it's tragic and things are coming at you and your mirror of life is challenging you, it's always coming from love. Life always wants you to evolve, become more of what you really are, help you to heal and to grow and expand. This is the love, that the wisdom is love. It wants you to feel that and know that, be that. Nature is one of the best teachers of that, right? That's what happened to me, man. Fell in love with the glory and beauty of this wild, amazing earth that we live on. I fell so in love with her, with this beauty, that I started to become that love. And I am that love, and we all are that love. And we realize that that's what we are in our core. We are love. We are loving awareness. Ram Dass says, I am loving awareness. And it's also why, it says in the Bible to love God with all your heart, because it just brings you more closely into that God that you are, brings you into that. And life, so fucking beautiful. It's so beautiful to be what you are, to really be in love with yourself and life. It's why we're here. We forget it, man. We forget. We get lost in all the 3D, but those are just these different levels. Consciousness, different patterns, programs. Nothing wrong with it, but we're here to integrate, evolve, and move beyond those. Right? We can be something more than that, but also all of that, including all of that. It's not to get rid of it all. And this prepares the way, as you begin to really open your heart and find devotion, find love, becoming love, feeling that love, desiring so deeply to be that love, and just falling in love with the beauty of the world around you. It's really that simple. Will you allow yourself to do that? You begin to see and live into this truth that there truly is nothing but love. And that leads us towards the fourth level, which is this God mode state, experiencing the oneness with all of life. And this is something that you can't force. You can't, push it too fast. Because as soon as you do that, it's just the ego. And you'll just cycle back into one of the other patterns, back in the other levels, the other things. But you can rest in the heart. You can stay rooted in the heart. You can truly live in devotion to life, to your children, to your partners, to your neighbors, to everything in your life, choosing to live in full authenticity and love with everything in your life. That's going to bring you closer to this God mode and to God. Feeling God in your heart. That's why this third level is feeling God. It's no longer a thought, it becomes a felt experience, right? And then the fourth level is being God. You realize that you're that we're all that. Doesn't make you special, doesn't make you think any different in the world. It makes you with all the world. You realize we're all here together. We're all this one essence. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. And from this place, in this God mode state, you realize that you're not a victim anymore to any of those patterns of 3D. And you can welcome them into this state, into the fire of consciousness within, this holy fire, this axis of energy running through you that begins to come on board when you really begin to embody this in your experience, in your humanness. God comes fully in, comes all the way down to your toes, becomes what you are from your head to your toe. The oneness with all of life. You are that. This is God mode. But then you have the ability to spiritually alchemize the patterns, the programs. This is where we become of service. The Bodhisattva is here to help others, but not only through service to others or seeing others as separate than us, seeing everything as us, as reflections of what we are, and that we can be of service by being what we are, by being love, by welcoming in all the patterns, owning up to all the ways and all the the wrongs we've done to everyone in our life, living into that, freeing ourselves and freeing the world around us. This is how we heal ourselves, the world, our heart, helping to expand the consciousness, the awareness that we all are this God. We can all live in God mode. Maybe one day we will be a God mode, civilization. That's my dream. But maybe we need this, maybe we chose this, designed it this way. Guess I'll stop here. I'm probably getting too close to the river. It's over there and get really loud. But I guess that's all I got to say for today. Truly is possible. It's what you are. You've just forgotten. And if you've had moments and those gifts, the blessings of remembrance, that expansion and feeling that oneness, that bliss of what you really are, that's the gift of life. That's the grace calling you forward. And you have to actualize it though. You got to make it happen by, doing the work, integrating each of these levels, embodying these truths, and then reaching out inside with your heart to say, I want to live as the truth. I want to be that. How do I live that more beautifully, more powerfully inside myself right now in this moment? And let life show you. So, wishing you so much blessings and love. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to go deeper into each of these levels and so many other expressions of what I'm feeling in my heart and what I feel ready to share with reality, wanting to expand the consciousness of love on the planet, helping to awaken this whole planet. That's my goal, my intention. One person, one circle, one community, one YouTube video at a time. I love you. Wish you so many blessings. If you feel inspired by anything I've shared here, if you want to comment below and let me know if you got any questions. If you think it's a bunch of crap and bullshit, that's all good too. I understand. I've been there. And I love you. That's okay. You can be there if you want. This is the thing. You are free to be wherever you want to be along this spectrum, this spiral of experience. And you can be the God that you are. You can remember that. And you can be a fucking badass blessing, a beautiful blessing to this life. Oh, much love.